a week. On Tuesday it was. So how that shifts up your prep is ridiculously crazy.
See a couple of dueling darts to open the round. Mizzino on the swing.
Nice footwork.
Finding some
Mizzino.
pressure, yeah. Leaf is just on the other side of this, and Mizzino is repositioned.
Getting back out of A lobby here, Cloud9 is, after pushing all the way down short, but look at Nosworth and Mizzino right now. As that smoke clears, they're walking down, and that actually allows the breach to go back over towards B as they clear A right now.
But King's fault line just came back up too. Oh, but he used it towards mid. Or excuse me, towards A. That's gonna allow them to get into B.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh, Shy!
I've got to see that one.
What an opener! And he's gonna get a third! And at this point, give them all to him! Shy's going for the ace! Rooney sticks it in his ear and drops him. Spoils the fun. But for Cloud9, Rooney's gonna have to find a little bit more. Not able to. The pistol for Leviathan.
What a ridiculous round from Shy. I mean, just show me the replay, basically. Just disgusting. I mean, 2 kills through the smoke, 3 kills through the smoke, excuse me. And the first one felt like it was a collat. Like,
yeah, it
how
was
does that
very
happen?
close, very quick succession. And through all of that, he's got 5 pips towards his lockdown.
Oh, he pings for it.
Wow.
I mean, actually, that first one doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah, no, I still don't get it.
I'm still not understanding.
I've seen it twice, and I'm not really sure what took place.
Leaf fell in front of him, okay? So he's just shooting at Leaf. And then the second one was, I mean, just a collat. Just ridiculous.
Jake is creeping his way up. You've got Shy and Mizzino both playing on the site.
Interesting smoke there. You would look at it and think, okay, maybe that's a missed smoke for the top of the box against a Marshall, something like that. But I actually think that's just to avoid Mizzino's jump spot so they can walk up against it.
It's the second round now where Cloud9 are testing some area of the map, but once they pivot away, they don't really have any info of what's happening elsewhere.
Well, they actually have a lot of info in mid right now because of this turret that just got placed out from Zeppa at the beginning of the round. So mid is kind of under their control. It does leave some room for them to pivot. Maybe they can go for a quick spike plan on B. But instead,
that dart didn't tag.
Takes advantage of it. Taco's been winning a lot of those first duels. We've been talking about it a lot. And look at this. They've actually rotated Mizzino and
30 seconds left.
Nosworth with a dart over towards A. Well, the spike was completely intending on hitting the C side the entire time. And Jake has free reign to continue this lurk because of the turret.
Shy might be the only thing that stops him.
Pushing into a sheriff right now. Jake's been great in these moments. Not good
10
enough.
seconds left.
Not here.
Planted. Down.
Cloud9 still managed to get the spike down, though. A little bit of money, if nothing else.
They're committing to playing deep C long right now. Well, the spike is planted for them, but there is also... Are they counting Mizzino smokes? Yeah, he doesn't have a star. So they're completely relying on being able to get back up and play complete post plant right now. This is a great setup for Cloud9.
And no, this isn't really going to be spamming of utility. There are no nanos or anything like that. It's just the guns. It's just no shock darts or anything like that. And the guns may seem to be working. They pull it off.
I am mind blown by that decision. That is incredibly difficult to do against an Astra. When you know the Astra's still alive and they make the call to just fall off, if the Astra's alive, most cases you're just saying, no, absolutely not. Don't play long. Yeah. They counted his stars. They counted what he should have.
That shot from Leaf was outrageous.
One enemy remaining.
Huge round from Cloud9. I mean, they just continue to strike on these eco rounds, which makes it so difficult. Looking potentially like a stun dash by Taco in mid.
At least clearing out the turret. And we'll see what more they can find. The alarm bot set up from Zeppa to make sure no one's pushing forward towards A as they want to turn their attention C. Leaf's already on the opener.
That dart is crazy.
Yeah, that dart's wild.
And Taco's in the smoke, so he's not getting tagged by it, but easily could have been a kill on him.
Well, he got tagged 1 pip too, so they have a decent idea of where he is.
Well, they're back sight right now. While the plant's trying to go down, they can't commit to it.
Taco's still around. feeling some pressure. Great shutout from Shy, and Taco has not been clear. 2 bullets left now.
Shocks are
Surely at this point, they're going to be able to clear him. I mean, the spike is just out of reach, too.
Jake did just get a smoke back up. What a great molly!
It's another round for Cloud9. And a little bit of plant money to boot.
They're really taking the fight to Mazzino right now. I mean, you remember the prior round, but this round too, just looking to punish him. And it's so tough to actually track where Leaf is going with that dash, because he throws a smoke top sight almost always. You're seeing your Jets dash into that, but instead Leaf dashes to the left and relies on the stun to allow him to stay alive. And the information too that they got on Mazzino when they initially called for that hit.
That's 4 down C long right now. The orb in the hands of Rooney to get the Hunter's Fury online.
I mean, if they win this round, this is complete abuse. There we go, Mazzino.
Well handled.
Yeah,
He's
but he gets tagged though.
Yeah, he's dead. Guy had no shot. No real chance to do anything with it.
Inches away from Shy too.
How did that not hit?
I still got damage though with the spam anyways.
And look at how far up Taco has gotten. He's already taken all of A.
Bomb grenade out.
Yeah, and I think as well, you're noticing King realizing that their turret's not there. Instead, it's actually deeper because they were always going to look to commit towards the C side. That's giving Leviathan a lot of room, but it is leaving Shy alone. He's backing off to play his lockdown, though, which is very key in this situation to have this alive.
And Cloud9 have cut noise, and it seems like they're waiting for some of their utility to come back up, but with all of the information that Leviathan have, they're fully aware of what's ahead of them here. They know that it's not B. They know that it's not A.
It's the lockdown, but once again, remember, you can just play down long here. The smokes are not up when Mazzino's down. Taco's going to be key on the flank here.
2 shock darts for Rooney. Taco's got to find something. He does. How much more can he find? They have to deal with him. They can't leave him here. As he dashes away, we're seeing a fight on 2 fronts. Leviathan trying to establish control down long.
They might think Cubby's clear right now. That aftershock went in.
He's so far off. Jake only able to get 1. Meanwhile, Taco continues to be the thorn in their side. Uncleared, finally falls.
It's not even halved yet.
Yeah, and he's got 5 HP. There's no way Shy can do anything about this. The flash, you see him on the wide swing, daring Zelsis to challenge. It's all just fancy footwork. Zelsis cleans him up.
What is this game plan from Cloud9 right now? It's crazy how well this is working. They're just abusing this C-side over and over.
Both when Mazzino's dead and when he's alive. Yeah.
And there, you could tell the original plan the entire time was to try to get a smoke, or the drone to tag him. And he commits in the back of sight after placing his smoke down a little earlier. Still gets the spam though on Leaf, I believe, earlier in that round. Forces him down to stingers. Similar thing.
I mean, with the early spam
coming in though from Nosworth. Might find some more value.
2 tags and a kill.
Look how far he is. That's the guy in spawn. I mean, that's ridiculous reach on that ult. And Mazzino's got him a really nice spot here.
With a stinger, he's up close.
You hear Leaf throwing off a gun in the background, by the way. Is this stun really gonna go?
2. Oh, the third almost connects. Just not enough bullets left in the clip.
Oh, and an interesting thing right here happening. You just saw Zelsis fire off his fault line, off the alarm bot. But they know Zeppa has to be local to this position. But do they know he's this close?
This round has gone into disarray. You see the patience shown from Zeppa.
Surely someone goes through garage.
Nope. Not the case. That's going to allow Zeppa to really find a lot of room to work with. Zelsis is playing back sight too.
He's got breach hold.
Yeah, he has breach hold. He's got an aftershock too, and the timing on that's insane.
They're stunned.
They're so
Droned.
done.
Oh,
they're
God.
so done.
This is brutal for Cloud9. They are absolutely destroying them.
I don't think I've ever seen a double kill with an aftershock.
Both pulses too.
Yeah,
that's just gross, man. And it's funny because Nosworth doesn't have to commit to his drone there.
This felt like we're committed to the plan, regardless of what we see at the beginning. We're going to dash out and try to make a play. There was spamming double doors, and Taco still committed to dashing out. He was so done.
You actually saw Zelsis re-peek there and get a little spam damage done so that he stays in that aftershock again. That's crazy. You're right though, Leviathan. I mean, we saw it on Pearl. Their insistence of going to the same idea over and over. That breaking of the pattern was how they ended split, so
yeah,
gotta see it soon.
Taco feeling some heat, feeling some pressure. He's got the dash proc, and he swings back in. It's been hot, but was looking to make a crazy play. Meanwhile, Leaf with Blade swings out, and it's traded 1-for-1. As Jake's trying to hold the line, Rooney is too. And they've established so much control on the site. Jake, where are you going?
Just clearing the flank, because remember, Zeppa did go down, so those alarm bot, that turret is down. It's actually pretty heads up from Jake to do that so fast, but they are kind of grouped up right now.
Yeah.
Could be dangerous, but Zelsis is holding a stun. No, actually he's not. He's looking for the dart.
Shy managing to dodge it. Now he's by himself. And boy, he is patient with this one, isn't he? He's just gonna play his life, keep the weapon, or at least attempt to.
And this is a snowball.
Yep.
It's one hell of an avalanche.
Placing alarm bot.
And money's not great for Leviathan. They're on a great, I mean, they're on max loss bonus at this point. Remember, Leviathan's only one pistol round. They got ecoed right away. That's just crazy. And they've been struggling to come up with some of these ults right now. Finally, we get a breach ult. Astra Wall wasn't useful that last round. I really like what Cloud9 did after hitting the seaside so many times. Is a very obvious thing to switch up, but they're also keeping Taco very cold on this map, right? There's very little places that he can find ways to get active if he's just locking down that A side every time. So they've swapped it now, finally.
Yeah, they're gonna try to flash and dash him or fault line dash him, if you will, with the blades.
Ooh, love that follow-up.
Yeah, he's just not gonna find anything because look at Cloud9. They've already fully taken the space that was vacant on B.
Oh, this is scary though. If they're all on the site, this breach ult could come crazy.
Oh, but I think it dodged. I don't think it hit Rooney. I don't think it hit Rooney, and I don't think it hit Jake.
Oh, that's so good from Cloud9.
Jake handled that so well. The two that managed to dodge it, clean up massive kills. And so that was 2 ults invested, right? The Bladestorm and the Rolling Thunder.
Yep.
Ults that you were just talking about, how it's been so labored to get online.
Yep. And Cloud9's reaction there is beautiful. I mean, the fact that they're able to get mollies down to protect them while they're all stunned up is crazy. In this A-Link over here, you actually had a molly put down. You actually did see, even still, the Leviathan players try to rush through that molly and get some kills while they're stunned up.
Taco with a Guardian here. And at least he was tagged by the fault line.
There's a trap play potentially here as they swing. That aftershock could force them out that corner, but they're not quite using it.
No, and meanwhile, the drone is going to push King back. The Paranoia will too. They've lost their main control.
And
they're going to re-peak this.
Valen was talking a lot about the global presence of the Astra for Leviathan, but there was no Astra util used there. And that might be because Mazzino's very scared of playing off by himself and what the last couple of rounds have actually netted him. The fact that they've left Leaf here allows for him to get a pick, and that's exactly what it is.
On to Taco, no less.
You should run.
Shy's gonna find a cheeky little. Oh no! Oh! Not able to get the third.
C.
They're coming in from the backside. Leaf has got. I mean, have they forgotten about him?
Yeah, it seems like they have.
Nice peek. Just for the info right now, and they're actually not wrapping into C because they're worried about where Mazzino is. Instead, they know exactly how King can be played against. And they leave a little present for Mazzino too.
Yeah, I know it's attack side Haven, but this is... You called it a snowball earlier. You went so far as to call it an avalanche, and that's exactly what it looks like. Mazzino's spotting one, but... This feels very much out of reach.
And it's got, I mean, there hasn't been a timeout yet from Leviathan.
And you imagine it soon. Yeah, there it is.
This is, I mean, round 9 right now. When your team is down this bad.
And mind you, we got to talk a little bit about what's going on here, because remember, it was on the outside of a timeout that they were able to close split. Leviathan were. And you look at the current situation, you go, well, yeah, this looks pretty bad. 7-1 in favor of Cloud9, what have you. A 7-5 is still very competitive, but they have to equalize now.
Yeah.
Right? If they can't convert something out of this timeout, yeah, it's wraps.
I think one of the things, though, is there's so much history right here that Leviathan is trying to fight back against, right?
Yeah.
This is 2 times they've lost Haven against Cloud9 in the regular season and then in playoffs. The first regular season game, they were playing this comp, and they got battered 13-4. It's only in playoffs that they got even a few rounds more than that in 13-8, and that's because they were playing that Harbor Viper, and against the comp that Cloud9 is playing with the Breach, it's a lot harder to really make that work, and they still... Cloud9 still won it.
And to go back to the conversation we were having earlier, it doesn't feel like Leviathan are just fighting against history, their own demons that are currently peering over their shoulder, but they also have to deal with the fact that, again, Cloud9 had an outrageous run and they found themselves just 2 rounds away from making Tokyo, in the eyes of some, maybe robbed from the opportunity to play on the biggest stage, but Cloud9 now seeming so intent on making it there.
And look, aggression again from Taco. The Fnatic strat dash down mid with the dart for him to potentially find something, but they don't find anything. And instead, it's back to C.
But it's well handled by Leviathan. They're pivoting very quickly to try to shore up the defense, and Belief's already ahead of it.
It's crazy that Shy's even able to find the courage to go into that when Leaf just mowed down 2 of his teammates.
With the stinger.
And it's crazy to me, too, that Jake is not even smoking that, and that's on purpose.
Yeah, let him fight.
Just happy to take the fight against the low eco here. And I was watching Owner's body language in the last couple words he had there in that timeout, and he's going to let him go here for the rest of the half. And Leviathan is at complete danger right now. Stun as well. Yeah. Talking about Taco in this performance. He's had a good series.
Yeah, he has.
He really has.
Yeah.
But when Cloud9 is just avoiding his sight almost every time, and then when they finally do, you get absolutely destroyed. When Leaf is winning those first engagements against you, when you've been having the better of him the entire series, all of a sudden, that's a quick way to revert back into your shell. For somebody who's been lashed and shackled almost all season, it feels like. That's not a great spot to be in. Mentally, in this playoffs, in LCQ, you really thought that you're back into it.
You mentioned.
We're playing for the end of the season here. This is their last chance.
Taco, tagged with the drone. You're not expecting Mizzino here. He plays in the smoke. Very well done.
Oh, dodged the stun too.
Yeah, but now they know where he is. He's still going to take the fight and find a second. First, the element of surprise, and then the element of audacity. The peek out, the opshot not landing from Taco, and a second swing is ill-advised.
Spike down.
But Shy playing hero right now for Leviathan.
Swarm grenade.
Clears the nano, swings out into Zeppa, and gets 3 to get Leviathan their second.
There's the adjustment that they talked about in the timeout. Instead of playing deep on site, allowing the execute for Cloud9 to come in, Zeno plays close. And you saw it on Split, how often he is great at playing inside of his own smokes. Gets himself 2 kills here, almost loses the second. I mean, just perfect for him to dodge all that, dodge the aftershock too. Synchronized jumping there.
It is so bold of him to swing back into that.
It's going to take boldness for Leviathan to come back to it. I think Shy's example there of that peak as well against Zeppa is prime. Into this again, Leaf. Gets stunned up. Ooh, he spotted King. Yeah, they're going to flash him.
They're going to paranoia. They're going to swing him. The drone is going to provide some cover for just a moment. A delay of time. It's a temporary play, though. As Leaf is very boldly swinging forward. Rooney's there to help. The op from Taco connects. It seemed like he was done. It seemed like he was dead.
Deploying drone.
2 spotting, and they know, you know they're coming for you.
Spike down A.
Zeppa in a 1v4. Had no idea where Mizzino was as Leviathan get a 3rd.
Last round
is 4 enough?
I think if you...
That's all. It's hard. I know I'm putting you on the spot. That's a hard question.
I think if you really ramp up the form right now,
Yeah.
I think they had a slow start, right? Taco got online a couple kills there.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things indicate that, yeah, maybe it's enough. As long as they can wipe from their memory what has just happened in terms of that streak. 8-1 is crazy.
Yeah.
They've got to get 4, though.
Yeah, I don't think the 9-3 is going to cut it. Under Fury. Jake ulting to get out of it. Try to find a little bit more pressure. Meanwhile, there's a fight across mid. Mazzino trying to find a timing, and he cannot.
That's the, you know, I said it's going to take boldness, but that's the sort of thing that I would label a hero play right there. Jumping through his own smoke when he knows there's a turret on the other side. By himself, no stun, nothing like that. When it's a 5v5 situation,
Yeah.
a minute 20 still on the clock.
Yeah, it's a solo play for sure. And on defense, to not have any more controller utility, not have any smokes, not have any delay, anything like that, Nas were able to equalize.
That's blind off of the fact that Rooney is droning. So he catches him inside of that, able to ping him out.
Remember here, Leviathan have no smokes, nothing like that to help push back some of this attack from Cloud9. And Leaf got played, and he gets to the flash out. That's a spike, but it's not going to matter.
Spike down A.
And Shy was on a mission to try to catch him as they rotate out. So he's not in time to even put his lockdown down. And again, the directive out of that timeout was to try to fight as hard as possible for the site. Must win clutch. And a 1v3.
For the season, essentially. Because again, a 9-3 half doesn't really feel great.
Oh, there's somebody on the site still. Oh!
Not anymore. He's gotten one, but he's got yeah, Leaf is playing in the cubby and he has no idea. Nothing he can really do to consider it either. He just has to check it. He has to swing, and it's traded, but Jake's timing it could not be any better there.
A little bit of a
Switching sides.
missed opportunity there for him to like peek down short. There was nobody who was going to be there ever when that lockdown goes down, so he could have isolated that fight against Leaf in that corner. Such a good attempt from some of the Leviathan players, but it all crumbles down when Leaf just gets active like this.
Yeah. I mean, at just the right time.
Last player standing.
A great spot from Jake there once again to trade that back to get Cloud9 to 9. And to put Leviathan in a position where they're praying for a miracle at this point. We'll see if they can pull it off. Cloud9 up big with series point on the line. Let's throw it down to Golden Boy at the desk.
Thank you so much for that, Doug. Personally blaming him, though, because he said 8-4 and was 9-3, so this is on you, buddy. I'm kidding. In any case, though, guys, this is very much a do-or-die situation here. And Valen, it really feels like Cloud9, they're hitting. We're getting wombo combos. We're getting nuttiness across the board. It feels as if C9 are trying to just end this here and now.
Yeah, I think it was a big decision for them to swap back to the original comp, just Breach, Sova, Jet, and it's showing that they're the best on this comp. They scrapped the Viper idea, and Leaf has been completely dominating this half, especially early with this Marshall. Look, he's the one who set them up to have this big half. If this doesn't happen, I don't think this half unfolds the way it did, right? And man, what a half from Cloud9. What do you think, Mimi?
Yeah, I mean, for all those moments that Cloud9 were excellent, we also saw some of the similar mistakes in the first half of Split from Leviathan in this run, using all their Astro smokes really early so they didn't have that utility to retake on C. It was little mistakes like that early on that snowballed into this half for Cloud9, and now they are in a brutal position here. Their season on the line, down 9-3 at the half. You lose here, and you go home empty-handed. LCQ is brutal. You might have gotten it close, but this is their only chance to come back.
Yeah, and in this comeback, you have to look at both Taco and King, the Breach Jet combo. There's gonna have to be immaculate timings between those two to make this work. We saw it with Zelsis just now. I thought he did such a good job on that Breach in the first half.
Yeah.
Leviathan's gonna have to match that.
On the other side, I think it's about shutting down that same duo of Zelsis and Leaf. They're so good on defense at being proactive for information around the map and then playing these retakes together. 9-3. It's really going to require a comeback here for Leviathan that has to start with the pistol.
Time to figure out if this is a curse or a blessing. Let's go ahead and send it over to your casters to guide us through this second half.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. Cloud9, 3 rounds away from advancing to the grand finals, from advancing to play against Crew for the final spot at Champions up for grabs. But Leviathan sit at the bottom of this outrageous mountain that they're staring up and trying to figure out, how do we get back into this?
Yep.
How do we extend this series? It's just such a big ask.
I think Sean is absolutely right about the tools that Leviathan have. It's got to come from King. It's got to come from Taco in this comp. You saw how Leaf was able to get active on that C side on their attack side.
Yeah.
It's got to be the same thing here. Rooney's going to try to get a dart off, but he might get...
Taco's tucked.
They're so close.
Do they know? Yeah. Does he know? Oh, he does. How? Gosh, he somehow almost got the kill.
His intention was actually to fall off of sight there, but the fact that they walk out, I mean, that's become really a staple of Leviathan's attack sides right now. It's working really well in most cases.
Well done by Taco to find that timing. You see the fault line, the dash out from Leaf into the smoke. Manages to go by without taking any damage until he swings out, and he's instantly dropped. Jake having to take a step back as Zelsis is left alone. Just 44 HP to his name. No fault line, at least not for another 20 seconds, and you can't imagine he's going to be around long enough for that to be the case. Leviathan get a must-win pistol.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not even, they're not even out of the wood yet.
Yeah.
Like, Cloud9 ecoed them in the last time. Cloud9 has ecoed them like 3 to 4 times in this situation, in this series. So yeah, they get their tally up to 3 pistols total on the series, but this has been rough for them, rough going. And you talk about the tasks that they have ahead of them. It was actually Cloud9 who's really ramped up any sort of these massive streaks when down on split in the last one. Other than that, it's either been Cloud9 completely stomping or Leviathan with a slight lead. Oh no, that is not a good start.
Nope.
Rooney with just a sheriff shot. He did get tagged down, 12 HP for him, but Taco gone means that smoke dash combination that we were talking about with King flashing, not available.
All the fire, all the go is gone. They've got that alarm bot that just got recalled. I literally, as Cloud9 were starting to approach window, it gets pulled back. And now they're surrounded. You see the dart go up. Zeno trying to provide some cover with his util.
Right here.
But this looks brutal.
Planted.
They do have the gun zone. Note Shy and Noswell both have rifles. They have full rifles here.
Oh, and that dart gives up a lot of information. Doesn't get any tags, but that means there's nobody on site, and they've got to be playing either down in dark or in the smokes.
Leave taking a little bit of damage there, has to take a step back. That was the easy kill. Zeppa on the second, and Leviathan seemed to have stabilized. Leaf from up in heaven with the Marshal somehow stays alive. While Zelsis gets another kill. Both rifles still in play for the attack side, though. And it seems like that will continue to be the case as Leviathan get 5.
Putting a couple rounds together is key.
It's a gutsy call to invest for 2 rifles there after winning the pistol, but that sets up a really nice bonus opportunity here.
And it's also interesting because it's not what they've been going for traditionally in this series so far. When they win the pistol, they've been going for those stingers, they've been going for specters.
It's a gamble for sure. It's a risk.
It's been a lot more like the Cloud9 buys. A risk indeed. But they've got to take risks.
That's what happens when you start Haven down 8-1. You've dug yourself a hole, and it's only risks that are going to get you back into it. But they've got to be able to convert on this bonus for it to be worthwhile. Cloud9 have taken so much space down A short, too.
And with that smoke, it's going to be difficult to take it back other than spending your drone from Noswell here.
And Zelsis hasn't even used his fault line yet.
Oh. They're taking the fight, and that drone gets canceled very early.
No challenge.
Ooh,
still no fault line.
Nice.
Oh, he dies!
And Noswell with another first pick as well.
We were talking about this in between maps. If Leviathan continue to pile on these first kills, that will catch up to Cloud9.
They flipped the script, though.
On this map, yeah.
On this map. That's why it hasn't been such a focus. Zelsis with that fault line still held. There's the dash. Things starting to work out here for Leviathan.
They're up big on numbers. We mentioned this was opponents they desperately needed to convert to get back into this.
I think
Are
one
they
thing
calling
that's
for a save?
yeah, they're instant saving. You already see Zeppa putting down that turret, and I think Leviathan, what we've been seeing is a lot of that walk, that dry walk up, no smoke type of execute. And it's been working really well. And it's such a shift in what you've actually expected from Leviathan, because they used to be a really exec heavy team. They used to be a team that would never ever do anything different than those sorts of execs. Protocol focused. And are they really gonna take down all these guns?
Looks like it. It's just Zeppa who's left, and he has the turret to provide a little bit of cover. And I can't tell how much time is left on the spike. So, oh, there it is. It goes off. He is going to get challenged. The second there, and there it goes. All rifles fall while Leviathan keep 4.
And they've gotten it down to 3 already. What a start to this half. Trying to replicate what Cloud9 did to them, and yeah, it's going to be time to bring in the coach. And you're calling out Zelsis there, not using his stun for so long, thinking that there might be an opportunity for Leaf to get aggressive with it. But then, when Leaf gets into trouble, he still doesn't spend it. Not quick enough. In a position where, yeah, Leaf could have activated for even more kills there. Or any kill at all.
You see both coaches on your screen. It reminds me of a conversation. You actually brought this up. Maybe a map or two ago. Reverse sweeps don't start in the server. They don't start in the round. They start in the mind. And that's why you see MC starting to attempt to stabilize, to keep things at bay. Meanwhile, you saw at the end of the round, Taco popping off. Owner very animated, very rallying behind his approach, the way he's communicating to his team. So we see a really cool snapshot into how this series will likely not be decided by what happens in the server, but first by what's happening in the mind of these players and these teams.
Something I love to see in these situations, it's how teams compose themselves.
Yeah.
And again, we think back to Leaf's tweet after losing to Crew, how he's missed out on international tournaments by 1 series every single time. The last 3 attempts. And that sort of thing creeps back up. Be able to break through that mental block is how you actually achieve things like this. A tournament where only 1 team can make it through. It's crazy.
It's all about who's hot, and Cloud9 have been hot up until this point. They've gotten this far. A great opener for Taco, and remember, this is a light buy for Cloud9.
No charges left.
I believe Rooney just had a sheriff. Jake taking some damage. You see Leaf, whose timing could not have possibly been worse. Shy's gonna be able to clean him up for free.
He still got him.
Yeah, Leaf just turned on him. That was gross.
And so did Jake on a Taco.
Caution here.
3v3. Look at Mazzino on the flank. But Leaf is ready for it. He's got a weapon.
He's calling right there, looking at the mini-map.
Yep.
You are divided.
Cosmic Divide. He's ahead of it all. Naswar with 2. Leviathan with 7.
They demand a fight.
I think if you're MC after that timeout, you're not hurting that hard after seeing that. They get a couple kills on that eco. Now back up to the gun round. This is the big moment. This is the big round. Is Leviathan gonna bring this back within 1? And are they gonna make the possibilities of a reverse sweep a reality?
That might be the most animated I've ever seen Naswar.
Revealing area.
Often so chill, but a massive pop-off from him.
I mean, this is crazy too from Leviathan. I mean, we've been talking a lot about the mind, but now back to the strategy. They've been really focused on the safe side, and
yeah.
Cloud9 have been making minor adjustments. Here might be a big trap. Jake has his paranoia, Zelsis with his fault line.
The staying power from Leaf here is insane.
Where's the goal from Cloud9? We've seen so many times them push the pace up in the A lobby.
Yeah,
it's just not happening yet.
I mean, through that, you'd even expect Zelsis, who you just now see with the fault line up, given the position Leaf was in, opts to hold it. There's a paranoia too, and that's gonna buy plenty of time. That's gonna delay, but the lockdown dropped.
And a good break there. Shocks and aftershock. And they keep him off from pushing. There's the dart in. Leviathan is gonna regroup behind it again. 2 players still holding on to the A lobby. If they can spring that alarm bot, that might spring for Cloud9 to go forward. They're going to do it anyways, and Mazzino's so ready to receive.
That's another opener for Leviathan. Jake, was he spotted?
Surely not.
Taco was disciplined in the previous round. Remember, he checked the right side as he walked in through A-long. Will he do it here? You talked about how this was the ever pivotal gun round, and this has gone in favor of Leviathan as well. Possibly in flawless fashion, no less.
This half has been a collapse from Cloud9. Strategically, too. I mean, they're completely focused on the lockdown, that they don't spring the trap opportunity that they had. And Leaf is just consistently getting left to play for himself. And last time they lost all the guns, is Leviathan going to be able to take down Zeppa again? Almost certainly. Nobody even on the spike site. It's down to 1.
And the money is in shambles for the defensive side.
I talked up on Split about how it was really, really late coming. Actually, it was on this map for Leviathan. A lot of ults taking forever to get online. It's the same situation now for Cloud9.
Yeah.
Where's that lockdown? Where's the breach ult? These are the questions I start to ask when we reach round 7 and we don't see them.
Fight well handled by Mazzino to get the final rifle out of their hands.
Oh.
Wow.
And MC has not
Yep.
got to be happy about this. Down to 1 after a timeout's already called. And this is the point where, you know, you actually have to be reserved as a coach when you're facing the final chance here at playing in this tournament in the lower bracket. When you have another chance, it's like, okay, like, guys, I want to make sure that you guys know I'm not happy with this situation.
Yeah.
Here it's, you have to play on that teeter-totter so well.
It's a delicate balance. This also puts Owner in a really interesting position because he's the only one with the timeout left. If he calls it here in a couple of rounds, given how things play out, he's going to give MC another opportunity to talk to his team. And as the waning moments of this map ensue, you know, every second that a coach can have with their team is precious.
It's interesting, too, when you think about the first half usage of that timeout from Owner as well, where he used it late in that dominated half. And just trust them to continue on that half and bring it back to 9-3. Remember, they were down 8-1 at that point in time.
Bomb grenade out.
I don't know that they've really done this as far as I can remember.
No, they've gone A every round almost.
Yeah. And they're going to waltz into C for free.
Oh, look at Shy's position. They've baited them so well. He's set up for a disgusting round right now.
But can he get the kills? And is he even going to find the timing?
Falls off right when they come through.
Patience is a virtue. How long will he stay?
They did break that turret, so he knows that there's somewhere there.
Jake has ult. You imagine the timing on it is going to be everything. Well handled by Shy.
That was the only rifle, too. The Guardian gone from Jake.
Taco playing far back. Now Leaf looking to put the round on his back by himself. He's going to upgrade a weapon.
There's Sova ult to get him out. No, I thought there was 3 players still. No way you go for it now.
No, not at this point.
Situation.
They know where Leaf is. The flash, he has to turn it. He's dropped. I can't freaking believe I'm saying this, but we're tied at 9.
What a comeback from Leviathan so far. But there it is, finally. Full house of ults for Cloud9. This is what they've been waiting for so long. Problem is, you got to start deciding, right? You can't just throw them all out at this point. And as well, for Leviathan, it is a tough situation to be in because remember on Split on that attack side, they were working so hard at baiting out many of those ults.
Yeah.
They don't have the bandwidth, the leeway to do that, and it's so difficult now to even think about where the opportunities to use these ults are when there's so many online. Insta ult from Rooney with the dart out, doesn't tag anybody.
Yeah, his dart got cleared, and he almost finds Mazzino on the opposite side of the map.
I mean, but that's one gone immediately.
Yeah, Leaf has his ult, or excuse me, op on mine too. Let's keep a close eye on that. I believe that's the first op he's had this half.
They're gonna hit this B side. There's nobody here right now.
Celsius has his Rolling Thunder, and he is close by.
Yeah. Cloud9 are really overcompensating on both sides of the map now.
They're committing to this ult. I thought he might hold it just to tap to draw something out, but no.
What is this lockdown too? It is holding on to A-Link.
But there's no pressure being applied on the extremities.
And it does force them kind of off this. You're right, though.
Leviathan are happy to hold this.
Breach ult does get almost everybody in mid right now.
The paranoia, but look at Mazzino on the flank. Keep a close eye on him towards C as the fight ensues at double doors. 1 for 1. And there it is. Mazzino on it, but he was reloading. He had the timing. 2 for 2. The tap on it. And it's just daring the spam. There's the shock dart on the first. It's going to push it off. Leaf managed to get it halfway there. Celsius on the swing cannot connect. Leaf with 1 HP and the op in a situation like that cannot deliver. Leviathan take the lead.
Cloud9 have still not won a single round this half.
And 4 ults used.
I talked about how you can't just spring them all. Everybody there, I mean, you could see from the instant that this round started. And this is part of the reason why I'm skeptical about calling all your timeouts that quick.
Yeah.
Because it's one of these rounds where you can use that real good coordination. And everybody, Rooney went for a play. Seppa puts down his lockdown immediately. The breach ult was the only one that I'm like, okay, this one is, you know, it's good. They're pushing down.
Yeah.
Together. Cloud9, I mean, they're gonna need one of these ecos at some point here to keep this competitive. Leviathan look like they're gonna roll straight through this defensive side from them. It's so strange to see them struggle, because like Valen was talking about on the desk, Cloud9 have looked like the best team on this comp, and we're not seeing any of that gusto, any of that aggression in a lobby that could have been so useful.
Meanwhile, Leviathan just seemed like an unstoppable force right now.
And they're twisting the knife too on some of these calls.
Yeah.
It was like 6 rounds in a row towards the A side, and now every single round towards C or B.
The calling has been phenomenal. Once again, they revisit B. Less of a focus on fighting for A and C control this time around. And Jake has taken a lot of space. But they've got them all huddled up. They're still decent. I mean, King still has some utility for post-plant spams, things like that. Mazzino's in a really good spot where you can't imagine that's expected, but Rooney still drops him.
Comes Jake.
Jake in a really good spot here.
I lost though.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much he can do there. This run from Leviathan, and it's actually insane. I think about something you were saying at the beginning of the half where you said it was Cloud9 who'd been putting on these insane streaks, and while Leviathan had just kind of like pittered and pattered their way through the series, round here, around there, but this run has been absurd.
Yep. I really thought once we went 2-0 that the dream of a LATAM v LATAM El Clasico in the final to qualify for champions was out of reach. Cloud9 looked in great form, but I just think back to what MC was saying after the loss against Crew. They were choking. This might not be it though. Jake with the first kill. It feels like in forever for Cloud9. And they've slowed this hit on the B site, finally.
Taco was going in so aggressive, trying to find a timing in the drone, but Zeppo was waiting. Now down numbers.
If he scoped here, this might be real hard for him to see Mazzino right now.
Well, he checked.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
What? Still hits it.
Talk about needing to see that again. Before we get there though, Shive's left in a 1v2. He doesn't have the spike. The onus is on him, and there's someone close. Zelsis takes care of him. Cloud9 are not done.
Holy moly.
All right, now let me see the replay. Give me the leaf shot again.
I mean, you could see the fantastic observing on swapping between Leaf's POV and Mazzino's POV. Because 100%, I think, well, he was scoped. He couldn't see the bottom of the screen there.
No.
Just crazy. And finally, you're seeing a first kill come in favor of Cloud9. That's like the first in a while. Oh my God. It's just her hair.
Meanwhile, through all this craziness, Shy has dropped 30. He's currently 2 kills away from breaking the record in the Americas for most kills in a map. That's a big one. You see the Rolling Thunder out. Taco's already behind it. Well handled. He's still so far up close, and he gets it with the judge.
Just crazy. How has Jake got this position? Doesn't matter. Mazzino cleans him up.
No. Leaf trying to keep the op. You see Taco.
He must keep the op. Look at the economy right now for Cloud9. You've got 3 players who are nowhere near being able to buy.
I feel like we've said that so many times just this half. They've got to keep weapons. They've got to keep weapons. They've got to keep weapons.
And it's interesting that Lev is not chasing right now. Obviously, it's a 1v3. Very, very doable for Leaf.
What are they waiting for? King is all, or King is a fault line. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, that's fantastic play, but he gets away anyways.
Yeah.
The bunny hop through it is really nice.
Mazzino's gonna be there though. Mazzino's gonna find him. He hears that. No way. How is he still alive? How is he gotten away?
He's playing a surf map.
This feels like watching a mini game ensue. He's gonna survive.
I mean, that is just crazy. But
Houdini the op into the next round. The great escape.
pull it out of a hat. And all of a sudden, I'm thinking this is actually doable. Yes, there's 2 players with sheriffs, but he's able to drop a phantom, and we've got breach ult online.
Yeah, but the problem has never been the weaponry. I think because Cloud9 have had gun rounds, they've had their chances. This has been so dominant from Leviathan, and then to go back to the conversation we were having earlier, Owner calling the last time out.
And it's interesting as well, because it's on the reset round too. One where, I mean, you've got 2 more opportunities to close out, but one where you just win this round. I'm thinking, you know, MC is probably not happy with the situation that just occurred. I was thinking how you can drive that knife in a little deeper. And it gets moments like these. And you don't give yourself an opportunity to go for one last shot type thing. You give yourself 2. And we stretch it.
Nothing quite like a timeout to build suspense. To get us on the edge of our seats. I want to get a moment to check in with Shy and see how many kills he has once again. We talked about it at the beginning of the previous round, 30 kills. The current record in LCQ is Cryo, who has 32. So Shy, I mean, he's on the precipice. Also plus 15 as a Killjoy.
Yeah, and this is also regulation, by the way.
Come on.
A lot of those kill records come from 1 OT, sometimes 7 OTs. I'm wondering how
he's gonna get challenged. He's gonna get challenged. He missed the shot.
Astral too. He gets stunned up. Leaf is just not having a good time.
Dude, you could tell he wanted to peek ahead of that wall too.
And he has no chance to do it anymore. His dash went away.
Here.
Taco jump spotting to make sure that Leaf wasn't back there.
Here.
I don't think it hit anybody.
He's gonna try to push ahead of it anyway. The frenzy from that distance deals some damage, but not the devastating death blow it needed to be. King with the second. Oh my gosh. Finally settles the op and a phantom in the hands of Rooney. And so far, so good, but it is not enough! One map to decide it all! As Leviathan take us to map
5. We have an attempt here at a reverse sweep. I didn't think it was possible after those first 2 maps.
Me neither.
It is very, very rare that we go to the distance like this. It's only happened 1 time in the main VCT circuit on land.